Summit, here it comes. Yes, indeed. No, I don't think they're flummoxed by that. All of life is baffling. Once you get that through your skull, you can unbaffle a bit.
I don't understand this question. It could be that the person who wrote it is insane.
The Rolling Stones never played with us in Hollywood, you know, when they took the Standells.
It could be that I'm stupid, or I just don't get it, or I'm just not sharp enough.
And these are all possibilities, but you're doing my job for me. However, continue.
Don't mean to dance on your podium there.
No, that's the way it is, folks. A lot of the time, if you want the answer, you just have to look there. It's in the question. It's all there. But
pretty amusing, though.
Let's get to it. Let's get to
Imagine
the
me dancing on your podium.
Interrogative. I've never seen you dance on the podium.
A slanted kind of thing. Depends on what kind of shoes you're wearing as to how funny that act would be. What's the best way to make a zombie?
Well, this could be a mixology question. You know, a bartender can make you a zombie if you want. He'll mix you up one, or he'll just give you enough alcohol so that you become a zombie, a lurching creature, a member of the undead. But if you want to make a classic zombie, you need to go to Jamaica, and you need the shaman, the Jamaican shaman, to do it. You aren't going to make a zombie unless you study the voodoo religion as practiced in those items. If you're talking about anything else, you're talking about the movies and imaginary zombies created, and most creatively, by George Romero. That's art, folks, not life, and never the twain shall meet. The actual zombies of Haiti that work in the field can't eat, folks. They can't eat anything. So often we find that the reality disappoints us when it comes up to the glories of art. Yes, wolves don't hunt in packs. Vikings didn't have horns on their helmets. George Washington didn't cut down the cherry tree. And zombies don't eat brains or people's entrails. Not the real ones. And some people think that reality is more interesting than art. As far as the other people, you have to draw your own conclusion. But this type of answer, as accurate as it is never satisfying. I have often been taken to task for not giving correct answers, but satisfying answers. But you see the way it is, you give the right answer and you can't entertain anyone. So, here you go. What's the best way to make zombies? Well, first, the George Romero zombie has to die. And then, if you remember what was animating them in the original Night of the Living Dead movie, the first zombie movie that all the other Romero movies came from, and all the spin-offs like Return of the Living Dead came from, what originally caused it was a probe returning from the planet Venus. The next time that happens, you'd better put off burying Grandpa for a day, or just have the old guy cremated. Thank you.
Well, oh my God. As if our infrastructure couldn't stand it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show. Dr. Hal, do you have anything that you could give us?
Yes, at the end of each show, as like at the beginning and often in the middle, although we didn't do it this time, I rattle off a poem. So I'm going to do that now. And
can you turn on your little light?
Our poet is Percy Bysshe Shelley, who was expelled from Oxford for being an atheist. A terrible crime. And yet, that's what he was. Also, his wife was a very interesting lady who wrote Frankenstein. Anyway, here is the poem. Worlds on worlds are rolling over from creation to decay, like the bubbles on a river, sparkling, bursting, borne away. But they are still immortal, who through birth's orient portal and death's dark chasm, hurrying to and fro, clothe their eternal flight in the brief dust and light gathered around their chariots as they go. New shapes they still may weave, new gods, new laws receive. Bright or dim are they as the robes they last on death's bare ribs had cast. A power from the unknown God, a Promethean conqueror came. Like a triumphal path he trod the thorns of death and shame. A mortal shape to him were as the vapor dim which the orient planet animates with light. Hell, sin, and slavery came, like bloodhounds, mild and tame, nor prayed until their Lord had taken flight. The moon of Mahomet arose, and it shall set, as while blazoned on heaven's eternal noon, the cross leads generations on. Swift as the radiant shapes of sleep, from one whose dreams are paradise, fly when the fond wretch wakes to weep, and day peers forth with her blank eyes, so sweet, so faint, so fair. The powers of earth and air fled from the folding star of Bethlehem. Apollo, Pan, and Love, and even Olympian Jove grew weak, for killing truth had glared on them. Our hills and seas and streams, dispeopled of their dreams, their waters turned to blood, their dews to tears, wailed for the golden years.
Hey, thanks a lot for coming, man. And we'll see you next week right here.